Hello students, how are you all? I just need to know whether we are live or not. Just give me a minute. So yes students, we are live. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing good. Yeah. So in the previous class, yesterday, we have learned the first case scenario, how actually the paper pattern is going to be, right? So we have understood section B's question. Okay, section B's two questions. And that was basically from the specimens which has recently been added, guys. To be very frank and precise, the specimens which are newly added now, students, are very important. Why very important? Because they are again amended. The first part is amended. Along with that, they are recently been tested. So there is a high probability, students, that exams could be tested based on that. Okay, so it's not just about the exams, but it's about the practice also. For us to practice something which is very recent is again becomes important, because it has all the recent changes, all the recent rates, the new added basically every time which is amended, the Finance Act 2022. So yeah, for that we have completed two questions in the previous video. Guys, you should check that if you have not visited or not checked that video. So today my agenda is to complete that full specimen. Okay, so what is ma'am left over? Now we know that the paper that we are going to attempt is not for 100 marks, right? Ma'am, we have to get 100 marks, yeah. But we know that out of 100 marks, previously, when I was talking about the prior years, like before these attempt, before June attempt, you know how many marks you were supposed to write? It was about 96 marks. Because only 4 marks ethicals you were getting it basically for the professional markings. But today, the scenario has been changed in such a way that before if you check the question pattern, you will see that there are 4 questions in the paper. Actually, there were 4 questions in the paper. That too, it was compulsory. Cool. Now it has been changed. Now instead of 4 questions, that too compulsory, it has reduced the number of questions. Now it is not 4 questions, guys. It's just 3 questions that you all have to attempt. Yeah. Out of 100 marks, the first statement basically, the section A is for 50 marks, on which we know, by now we know, 40 is for our writing part, that is based on the taxes, and the late 10 marks, which we need not write it differently, but at the time of writing the answers now, always in our mind, we should have some 4 pointers. That is, how are we going to communicate it? Okay, how is my answer going to be analyzed and I need to evaluate for? If I'm writing or framing some answer, what is the technical aspect I should keep in mind? How expective I should be? Like, my answer should not be vague. My answer should have a concrete consistency, that okay, Baba, if you are talking this, if you are talking that, this is a reasoning should be proper. And last but not the least, it should be in a professional tune. Okay, students, if I frame in such a fashion, I develop my answer in such a fashion, obviously I get 20 marks for my professional marking. Guys, it's not less, it's actually 20 marks. Just imagine, if I want to be passed, if I want to get passed, 50 marks is a passing. Out of that, 20 marks means I can say 40% passing marks are this. Exactly. So it is very highly being tested in your, because soon you'll be a professional. Okay, you will be a professional, and then whenever you are drafting something, right, whenever you are talking to your client, maybe whenever you are meeting your client, whenever you are in real representing the real scenario, they would want you to be precise. It should not be like vague. Okay, it's just calculation, any graduate can do. Yeah, even the tax, at the time of giving tax, we would have learned all this. But I know at the time of tax, when we were into a skill level, they were developing our knowledge. But now when we are in the professional level, they would want us to be a step ahead. Okay, and that is the reason we have 20 marks for professional marking. Okay, before going ahead, I would just like to show you all again the paper that we were doing. For those who have not watched my previous video, guys, I would like to tell you all, if you guys get time, if you feel that watching that video is actually worth, please do check that video. I'll show you my CBE platform. Okay, again, not mine, obviously my students platform, because I don't have an access towards it. Yeah, cool, chalo. We'll be going to CBE platform support, where we are going to click on the exam support resources. Okay, then we need to go to login now. If I'm just logging it now, I'll be asked with a user ID and password, which you guys must be having your own. That is what you are supposed to type, guys, and you will be accessed to your CBE platform. Okay, on the CBE platform, where you can analyze all the past papers and every papers, where you can practice and develop a skill of developing the answers. See, students, when I talk about SBR, okay, because the subject what I'm considering it, what I'm taking it, so I'll be more of concerned in that. Okay, students, when I talk about SBR, the matter should be as such what the standard says. Okay, but over here, this 20 markers, 20 marks, and the way of writing in ATAX, it is not pre-decided, guys. It is not pre-decided. It is not, no, it should be in this fashion only. No, it's not that. It's not that, guys. It should be based on an individual techniques. So I would like to develop you all the please techniques that you should get into it, like how will I analyze the things and all. And for doing that, the best way is to practice the papers, to get through things. Achha, this type of questions comes. Okay, so we are supposed to write in this fashion. Okay, I want to make my answer more presentable, write these things. Okay, so this is what expected in your ATAX. Moving forward with our subjects, that is advanced taxation, we need to go there. If I want to practice, it's the blank workspace always there, but then we will be typing on UK. Students, it's ACC official resources, and then I recently told you all to do this specimen, which is specially for FA22 onwards. So this I have already assigned, and out of this assigned, I can get here my materials which is assigned. So okay, I can click on my assigned materials, which is advanced taxation specimen specifically. Okay, and I'll resume it because I have already started it in the first page, and we obviously know that okay, everything we need to read it and go to the next. Students, if you can check this question, only this question was pending. The next two questions we have successfully learned in the previous lecture. So I hope to complete these, because you feel like, oh ma'am, it's just a one question and you're going to take a lot of time. Maybe no, I'll tell you. No matter it is one question, but you know what the weightage of this one question is? It's gonna clear our papers, guys. It's 50 marks. Just a single question weighs 50 marks. So it's not something which is that we can ignore. Yeah, so it's really heavy. Okay, heavy on that. Okay, let us start reading the question. Okay, you should assume today's date is this. Okay, you are ACCA student. With all those things, it will be provided to you. Okay, and the following exhibits will be given on which I am supposed to write the answer. Students, every tutor, every student will be having their own practice. Like every student will be having their own situation of reading the questions. This is what I normally prefer, and I tell to every student, if you can do it, please try to do that. Okay, so you know the questions will not be small. Obviously we know that. Okay, it's gonna be very big. So before starting the read of the question, I always see my left hand side. So what it is in left hand side, students, it's the exhibits. So they will be having 3 exhibits, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, yeah, I am not well today, because I am actually very much allergic, because as and when the rain comes and all, so I am not good with my health. Yeah. No worries. Okay, so what I was saying here, just give me a minute. Yeah, So students, I'll be provided over here with the exhibits, and at the end over here it will be the requirements. Oh, so what I normally do is I check the requirements. So if you check, guys, it was very small. Don't you think, it's this, ma'am? You should assume today's date is this. Oh, the split of the marks in exhibit 3 will be carried out at 40 marks. Okay, so there will be some exhibit 3 where you are supposed to ask some questions, and that is going to carry 40 marks. Okay, and the professional marks will be allotted for I want to demonstrate my answer and what things I should take care of. I should have a skill in communication. The best way to communicate is not just to tell. Okay, see, if I have asked you, whether the content of the manager, he did this, okay, he has applied this rate of tax, he proposed that to work here it's not beneficial, okay, he etc thing he told. So maybe he told, you are a resident in UK, but it's better that you don't agree this thing, you may do that. Okay, so can I clear cut and can I shut his mouth? Like, no, this is the answer, done. No, we should develop a skill. Even if I want to convey something, so when they'll be testing communication now, they'll be giving us a format in sense, like, okay, there will be a statement where I need to draft, that it is your responsibility that you are supposed to communicate to so and so person for so and so problems. So okay, I have to solve that accordingly. Later we have to do analysis and evaluation. That means maybe there would be a question, let's say for example, there could be a situation where if you take up this exemption, or if you just don't exercise, like there will be some maybe 2 alternatives. So please analyze which is better for us. Okay, just by solving alternative 1, alternative 2, my work is not done. That the calculation everyone can do. What is then prior is, once you are done with the calculation, try to analyze what could be better. Okay, I wrote one conclusion, ma'am, alternative 2 is better. No, not just that. In the terms why it is better, that becomes important. Okay, it is better, we can see with the figures also why it is better, what could be the technical impact on the future. So everything is to be analyzed and evaluated in a proper sense. Cool. Then obviously the most important, skepticism, because we need to have our mind very sharp, where I should like pinpoint things easily. So we need to work in a not in a negligence form. Okay, so we should have all the professional due care, all the ethics needs to be followed. Okay students, I'll give you one more hint. When we are going to solve the questions now over here, my first question in the paper will always be testing for 5 marks ethics. So they will be giving us some criteria. Okay, this is the situation happened in the company, this is so much, or maybe this is the situation for an individual, and based on some ethical standards, what should accountant do, or maybe what is the director going to do, and etc. Maybe what is your responsibility. So I have to write my answer in accordance with the ethics. Okay, I have to write my answer in accordance with the ethics. So there comes the first question, and obviously commercial acumen is something which is always tested in your paper, because they would want our knowledge to not just be constrained to the figures. No, they want us to enhance our knowledge towards what is better, towards what is accurate, towards what is important, and towards what is legal. Okay, so with that overview, let us start reading the question. Students, see, if one question for you all, guys, if it is going to weigh 50 marks, obviously it is not going to be small, obviously it is not going to be, it will be containing lot of information. The practice that individual do is all dependent upon your own choice, right? What we can sometimes do is, we can read the questions, and at the time of reading the questions, if some concepts hits us, we can like always have a marker, we can mark that. Okay, but at the time of reading the questions, our students, we should not start developing a process like, oh my god, this is hard, oh my god, this is hard. Maybe no, you just need to it's like just close your eyes and read the questions, just that. Don't use your brains then so much of. Then you check out the requirements, and accordingly in that direction we should go. Okay, because the question is never going to be small, as it is carrying just like 50 marks. So how can the question be small? Obviously it is not going to be. So we have to take that things into consideration. Okay. And if you check, this is the first question, which is section A. If you check the next questions, which is section B and section C, students, we have completed both the questions very beautifully. Very means very beautifully. I am so sure you would have enjoyed that question if you would have practiced that. Okay, chalo. Now, with a good start, let us start reading the questions. Okay, we'll not stretch the lecture more. I just want to complete this question in a very beautiful and an easy manner. Okay, let's start. You should assume that today's date is 1st September 2023. Okay, you are an ACCA student working in the firms of accountant. Okay, so you are basically a student working in the firms of accountant. Your manager, you are having a manager. Okay, manager Sheila Hudges. Oh, your manager is Sheila, and she has asked for your help in drafting the notes. So you are going to help in drafting the notes. When you are going to prepare something now, we have to think like, acha, if I am preparing something, to whom am I addressing? Guys, it is very important to know to whom we are addressing. Yeah, is it just a smaller part, or is it just the internal part, or it's just the internal people, it's the external client? To whom are we going to address? And accordingly we have to start framing the answer. Students, it's very important. Please do take care of that things, because we cannot do like, okay, let's just start writing the draft things. No, we need to be precise. Okay, we need to be precise for that, because it's weight marks then. Okay, so you are going to be asked that you all have to report and make a draft notes in preparation for an internal meeting. Okay, like in the internal company there would be a meeting, so we need to discuss that, to discuss issue raised by Lammer. Who is Lammer? Who is the majority shareholder and managing director of REP Limited? Okay, so basically there is an REP Limited whose major shareholder is Lamont, and he is the MD of the company also, and his wife Freya. Oh, so both the Lamont and Freya are the clients of your firm. Oh, so you need to draft a report to your client. Like, who is my client? My client is REP Freya, that is basically REP Limited, whose main is what? Who is the main for that REP Limited? Acha, its main is Lamont, who is basically the major shareholder and MD of REP Limited, and his wife Freya. To both of them, I have to, which are my clients, to them I need to draft a report for the internal meeting what we have discussed it. Okay. In addition to some ethical consideration, so maybe they'll be testing on some ethics. In addition to some ethical consideration, which has been raised by your manager. Who is my manager? My manager is the Sheila. Sheila has told me that please, ma'am, you just draft a note to my clients describing about the internal meetings what would have happened. Okay, now what is my responsibility? In addition to some ethical consideration which I need to take care, which has been raised by your manager, please advise is required in respect of 3-4 things. Okay, what are the 4 things which they would want us to help them? First, they want to know the corporate taxes. Okay, so we know, if there is a company on which the company, its income, like if they are earning something on that, so in UK corporate tax is to be paid at the rate of 19%. So this is something which we all know. Now what is the issue? The corporate tax issue in relation to the proposed purchase of shares by REP Limited in an overseas company. What are you getting the hint? Yes. So basically my REP Limited would want to know one knowledge, that he wants to purchase some shares in other company which is not in the UK's resident. Okay, so somewhere else they want to earn. Acha, is it clearly visible? Just let me check it once now, because or else I have already pre-printed it in the Excel format. Just let me once check. Just give me a minute now, guys. I just want to know it, so that if it is visible clearly, I don't have any problem. Actually it's fine, but then we can do one more thing. Okay, I'll just make it once. I'll go through it, and then we can directly start in the Excel. Okay, that will be pretty cool. Okay, chalo, let's start. So basically they are having all the exhibits. Now I'll be directly reading from there. Okay, let's do it. The corporate tax issues in relation to the proposed shares are also being made over here. Now they are having a doubt, like, okay, if I want to purchase, my REP is having a doubt, if I want to purchase some shares in the overseas company, they want our help. Okay, we can help them. Second help they want for the VAT. VAT. So concept of corporation tax is hitting, VAT is hitting. So what about VAT, guys? The VAT, value added tax implications on the purchase of the investment property. We know. At the time I want to purchase some investment property, no matter it is a land or building, it's a land or building, we need to pay something, which is an amount of VAT. So can I get the credit of the VAT? Can I utilize the VAT, yeah, to the other party? So that is something which we need to know. Okay, let's go ahead. They want to know some concept of income tax consequences of ceasing a trade, ceasing to trade. So basically they were doing some trade, they were working somewhere, getting a trading profit. Now they don't want to work, they want to cancel the trade. Because of that there could be a changes, yeah. So that too also they do want to know the matter. So okay, we can explain them, that's not a big issue. And the last point, they want to know about the inherent tax consequences of the gifts of shares to the trust. Okay, so to some company, or the trust, they have given some gifts in the name of shares. So there could be some inherent complications also. So need not worry. We are going to go slow. We are going to go very slow. And yes, I think now we can read the question, which are basically the requirements of the following exhibits. So the exhibits are given in the left hand side, which we can read it. And first is about REP Limited. So there could be a conversation between Lammer and your manager. Lammer means the REP is the CEO and the director one, and your manager, my Sheila. Okay. So basically they'll be having a word. Second, about some personal tax affairs of Freya. Okay. Some tax effects. And the last, work to be carried out by the, okay, mail. So we want to mail it. So requirements are there and you'll have to choose. Okay, students, I'll just show you once. This is about REP Limited. So what about REP Limited? Everything is printed. Okay. So we need to answer accordingly. About the personal tax affairs, so they have given about the one who wants to seize the business, and for that there is some things which is given. Okay. And the last, what we should do it. What am I supposed to carry out the work? Okay. So this is my question. I have to answer so much. Yeah, so much. Yes, ma'am. So what is my first question? If you check, there could be something which I need to explain them. Okay. Now, before opening this, I would like to just open my notes. Just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, if you can check. Yeah, students, everything we have already read the question. We have already read this question. I'll just make it more bigger. So yeah, students, this is the current date, 1st September 2023. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we are a student where we want to have a word with the Lammer. Lammer is the one who is the majority share owner of the company. Along with that, yeah, he is also the managing director of the company. Yeah, cool. And my manager is whom? Okay, so I'll just write the names. Okay, Sheila is our manager. Sheila Hughes is our manager, and she wants our help in preparation of some notes. Okay, we can help her in preparing some notes. Okay, that will not be an issue for us. It's not allowing me to do, I don't know why. Okay, and we have to discuss and prepare the notes for the internal meeting. Okay, let's prepare a notes for the internal meeting to be raised to Lamont. Both Freya and Shreya are the clients. Okay, cool. In addition to that, yeah, we have to give the knowledge of all these things. So yeah, everything we have just read it. Now one by one we are going to solve the questions. So yeah, let us start with the first and the foremost question what they have asked us. Okay, I cannot just make these things very big and then we can read it. Okay. If you can read this thing, students, they have asked us. This is the question. Yeah, are you able to see? This is the third thing that they have given. This is my third exhibit. This is my third exhibit. I can make my third exhibit with dark blue color. So yeah, it will be easy for you. Students, if you read my third exhibit, what have they asked you? For the first, to tax assistants, okay, I want to write something. To tax assistant from Sheila, tax manager, subject lemon, and this is the date. Hi, I need you to prepare some notes in the preparation of the internal meeting with the rest of the engagement team, okay. The notes should be set out in a manner which will be easy for you all to refer. Cool. First, knowledge obtained from advising our client. Okay, so they want to give some knowledge. Okay, this is my first question. This is my first question. I can make it with red. Can I make it with red? Yeah. I want to get some knowledge about advising our clients. We have many clients with trade for payments, etc. things. So yeah, I understood that we want to read our first exhibit. We are supposed to read our first exhibit. Okay, so let's start and read our exhibit on and on. Okay, don't worry. This will be something which is easy. It's not difficult. Just give me a minute. Let's read the first exhibit. Note of a telephone conversation between Lemon and Sheila on 1st September. So what it is, guys, we have to read what is the scenario happening, and then I need to advise my client. Okay, then we need to advise our client. So first of all, we need to know on what basis my client would want our advice, isn't it? Unnecessarily to free ka advice nobody wants. Yeah, so we need to know what advice my client is actually wishing to gain, isn't it? So yeah, let's get started with the first thing. Okay, yeah. Note of a telephone conversation between Lemmer. Okay, so basically Lemmer and Sheila, they are having a telephonic conversation. So yeah, let's assume what is the words happening between them. So what are they requiring? First, potential investment in Joy Limited. What is this, guys? What is potential investment in Joy Limited? I don't know, ma'am. So there could be a need. There could be a need for them to know about whether they want to make an investment in some Joy Limited. So the directors of REP. So who is the director? First of all, who is the director of REP? Students, see, I am a person who is going to work. Sheila is my manager. That Lemor is the main shareholder and the director of that REP also. Yeah, the director of REP Limited are in a discussion with the management of CRO. Okay, so they are in the discussion. So the storyline goes here. The REP Limited's director wants to talk with CRO Limited regarding the establishment of a new company. So they want some establishment of a new company, Joy Limited. So with whom they are going to talk with, guys? They are in the conversation. They are in the conversation with some CRO company. Cool. Both REP and CRO Limited are a UK resident, which makes the financial statements prepared at the year ended on 31st March. So there is nothing which we cannot understand. So yeah, it was very clear. The directors of REP Limited are in the discussion with the management. Okay, that with CRO management, they'll come and communicate that, okay, Baba, we want to establish a new company. Okay, regarding the establishment of a new company. Okay, both REP and CRO are UK resident. Oh, okay, that is cool. Okay, both of them wants to start the other company. Okay, both of them want to start another company. But when they would want us to start the another company, Joy Limited would commence. Okay, so see, both the parties are REP and CRO. They want to make a new company whose name is Joy Limited. So Joy Limited is going to start its work on which date, guys? On 1st April 2024. Okay, so this is the date, on 1st April 2024, and carry the business activities in the country country of Garia. Ma'am, we are to UK, like, okay, REP is also in UK, or the CRO Limited is also in UK. So now they want to set up a JI Limited not in UK but in some other overseas. So this is what the question hits over here. Okay, so they don't want to develop a company, they don't want to incorporate a company in their place, maybe somewhere else. Let's see where it would manufacture the computer components. Okay, now the business profits generate in Nigeria. Oh, this is not my UK, guys. The business profit, whatever is generated in Nigeria, are subject to 13% tax in that country. Students, if I ask you, there is no double tax treaty also between UK and Nigeria. Students, if I just be very like soft and quiet, you know that in UK, if you are having a business, if you are having an income, on what rate it is being taxed? On what rate it is being taxed? Obviously, you will tell me, ma'am, it's 19%. But over here, there is another country in Nigeria. Okay. So in that country, it is 13% only taxed. Okay. So that is the other country where it is 13% tax. And if you are a resident in UK, that means, guys, needs to understand now. Over here now, what happened? J is what? J is maybe. There are two parties, REP and that CRO, maybe CRO or whatever his name was. Yeah, REP and CRO together they want to make another company. So that will be their baby. That could be their branch. If my branch is somewhere else, what will be the tax implication? It will be ultimately the resident of UK. Yes. So obviously any income arising in any other place, if he is a resident, it will be taxed in UK also. So ma'am, you want to say that there will be double taxation. Okay, there also you have to pay 13%, here also 19%. Yes, if no DTAA is signed. Means what is DTAA then? Students, when one single income is taxed in more than one country, when a single income is taxed in more than one country, there should be an agreement. Because on single income you cannot tax in two different countries. It is not proper, right? So what we can do is over here, if over here DTAA is not there, then give tax there also, give tax here also 19%. But how much tax you give there now, guys? We get a credit in our country. If it is DTAA already, so in UK now they cannot take tax. If Nigeria in that country, if 13% tax the company is going to pay, it's that much only. But if there is no such agreement, Jay have to pay there also, the company, Jay has to pay over here also. And how much he paid in the other country can take a benefit in the current year. So that much tax has been taken as a credit from the current year. Don't worry, I hope so you guys know all these concepts. Yeah, by the now I am so sure. If you are preparing for the exams, you know that. Okay, so there is no double tax treaty. No worries. Second, okay, size of the investments. Okay, so there is another concept of size of investments. That is second part. CRO is proposing, students, we need to take care it in a greater extent. CRO, who is CRO? The company. CRO and REP together wants to make JI. Okay. CRO Limited is proposing that REP would own. CRO told REP, REP, you come here, you take 30%, 70% CRO will give. Students, is it more than 75% in one hand? Imagine. Is it more than 75% in one hand, in one person's hand, in one company's hand? Ma'am, it's not more than 75. So then one company cannot control another. Yeah. So control is not there. Then what it is? Over here, you should get a good idea. You should get one concept on your hand. Yes. If you remember consortium. Yeah. What's consortium? So basically when two companies owns the shareholding. When two companies individually holds a share. When two companies individually hold a share company. And when we combine both the companies, shareholding, if it is more than 75%, it is a consortium. Again. When I'm telling you, see, if both the companies together are holding some shares, and when I make a merge, when I take the total, But collectively, if they are having more than 75% now holding, so then it is a consortium. Okay, let's say for you, suppose REP is having 30% and the ordinary share capital of J, while CRO is having 70%. Can CRO control? No. For control, he needs 75%. But together, when CRO and REP comes together, they conclude 100%, which is again more than 75%. Then consortium picture comes into picture. Yeah, again, yeah. However, Lammer, who is Lammer? This the REP's director. You know, remember starting with whom we are talking. Yeah. However, Lammer and his few other directors regards that, oh, now Lammer and all are feeling no, we don't want to invest so much in that Jai. Maybe it is risky. 30% is also very more. No, I don't want to put like more shares. So that is what Lammer is feeling. So what they thought initially, Lammer and other fellow directors regards their potential investments as somehow risky. Okay, such that if they decide to proceed, they may prefer just 20%, not 30. That means what, guys? Get a hint. Get a super hint here. Yeah. Initially what it was, guys? I will make it purple color. Initially, guys, what it was understood that maybe CRO will hold 70%, REP will hold 30. Individually, nobody is having 75%. So not a single company is at a position to control it. Yeah, perfect. So both of them needs to be combined and then it becomes a consortium. Yeah. But now what happened? That REP's director is having attention. I think no, it's not better to invest 30%. It's better to just restrict my shareholdings to 20%. For example, if REP is holding now 20%, CRO will hold now 80%. If now CRO will hold 80%, don't you think an individual company, now CRO individually having more than 75%, right? Then that's not a consortium. I hope you understood this. Yeah, this was a click in this one paragraph. So basically, when two companies combine together more than 75%, it's a consortium. But when a single individual entity gets more than 75%, it's a control. Students, for this part, control part, yesterday was there one question which we can have an overview for. So please do check that. Yeah, cool. Can I go ahead? Yeah, let's read the next part. Oh, okay. Who is Jai? That my new company which I have framed. Jai will have no other source of other income rather than just profits. Yeah. Okay, so Jai means the other company now. What we are doing is, so they are not having any other profit. So they are going to work according to whatever the CRO and RAP is going to tell. That much only trading profits they will have. And will not make any chargeable gains also during the year ended on 31st March 25. That's cool. But what is a profit, guys? What's a profit? So they have made an assumption for that too. So Jai's Limited tax adjusted trading profit for the year ended on 31st March 25 is budgeted at £135. 135,000 pounds. Basically 1,35,000 pounds. Are you understanding? So Jai Limited is again a new company, isn't it? Where both of them have shown their interest on. So that company, when I'm planning to show the profits, their budgeted profits is going to be 1,35,000 pounds. All of which relates to the activities in that country only and not in UK, in that country only. Okay. So basically all the activities are taken place in Cheria only. However, there is a possibility that it will be loss making in either that year or the now what happened? They are thinking that the company will be having a forecast profit. Okay, they will be having a forecast profit of 135, and maybe later that company will also have a loss. So I don't know right now what to be done. Okay, so today at present no matter we can show profits, but I feel in future there are losses. Okay, so this is what they have given, and now I am not reading the additional information. If you want you can read it. Yeah, wait. Chalo, let us read only. Additional information. I will just make it big because I want you all to clearly see the things. Yeah, okay, chalo, let us read other information also what they have. Acha, I'm so sure that you would have understood the first exhibit over here. This is some another information which they have given us. Let's read that. REP Limited, okay, my Lemor Wali's company is limited, okay. REP Limited has not been involved in a joint venture of this nature before. So now what happened, like my REP has came over here to me. They told, please ma'am, give us the advice now. There is some other company who wants to come to me and like we want to invest somewhere and take up the shares, but I feel it's quite risky. So please give me some information why and in what ways can I work there, should I work there or not, and what could be the relevance. So what are they having doubts? Let's see. REP Limited is not involved in any joint venture of this kind of nature and never experienced anything like that outside UK. Oh, outside UK also they don't have any business. Okay. But over here, the other business Jai is in Gelia, so not in their country also. So maybe they'll be having some DTAA's issues. So they don't know maybe. Okay. Lama told me that he had been provided with additional relevant information. So some information Lemmer also got. REP will also get the info. So he wants to just confirm. Acha, whatever info he got, is it correct or not? He just wants our advice. We need to be analyzing the things. What he thinks, it has not been determined whether Jai will be resident in UK or Germany. They don't know only. Jai is a resident of UK or Geria. So that is a big problem. They should know. Otherwise, if I don't know, we have to formulate the answer. We need to develop an answer in both the ways. As if Jai was a resident in UK, this would have been the situation. If Jai is not a resident in UK, this is a relevant situation. That's all. Okay. Second, if Jai is a resident in UK, it will carry on its business through a PE in Geria. So branch. If Jai is a resident, so it's a proper resident in UK, and if he wants to make a business there also, so according to PE they can make, yeah, they can create a branch over there. Along with that, they will consider making election to exempt its overseas trading profit from UK. Oh my god, ma'am, so many things. Yeah. So basically, there could be 2-3 parts which we will go on easily. Actually, I didn't wanted to read it now, but then it's okay. Don't worry at all. We will be reading along with the questions also. So yeah, if I'm reading it, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. So first of all, we are not sure whether Jai is a UK resident or maybe in Geria country. Let's say if Jai is a resident in UK, then what can he get the benefits if he elects to exempt the overseas trading profits from UK? Okay. Third, he got something. Confirmation has been received. So he got the confirmation that if Jai is a resident in Geria, if the Jai was a resident in Geria, this will not result in a charge under control CFC rules. Guys, you should be aware of what are CFC rules. What are CFC rules? By the time you should be knowing that what is CFC rules. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go. Students, this is the whole sum. First exhibit which I completed, and many a times the students in the question when you read now, there are many exhibits together. So students, this is my second exhibit. I'll show you how big it is. Okay, just give me a minute here. This is my second exhibit. Okay, then it's my third exhibit over here. So something which cessation of my business, and my fourth exhibit for the trust and for the gift. Okay, so if you can see this, only the first exhibit was very huge, not as compared other things are not so big. Okay, and this is my first question which is having no exhibits. So it's a general question. Students, if you remember, I told you always if you remember, students, please try and understand. Students, whenever in the question, maybe the first question itself, it comes to explain them some ethics. We have to be very skeptical. Yeah, our mind should work in the ethical environment. Okay, in the question, what have they impacted on us? Okay, so over here, let's read the question for the first and try to develop an answer. Yeah, we need to formulate the answer in a proper manner. Okay, we cannot be like okayish answer. Yeah, just give me a minute. alternative, and so on. Okay, let's read the question first. Okay. Knowledge. Okay, I need to prepare you some notes and give them some notes. Okay, in the proper manner I have to write the notes to them. Okay. Knowledge obtained from advising the clients. Okay, we need to get the knowledge obtained from advising our clients. I need to advise my REP client. On what basis? We have many existing client. Okay, see, our practice is what? We have many existing client who trade for PE situated overseas. My clients, there are many clients who are situated over here also, but they are having the permanent establishment in other country also. So see, for REP, the Jay was the first one, right? So I have to give my experiences to my client. Okay. And a few years ago, we had a client present in the country of JD also. Oh, so I was already having a client. So I am very much occupied. Like, I know what are the things happening in that country, what are the clauses and all. So I have to just explain him. Identify. This is what the question is. Identify the points which should be made in order to explain the extent to which the REP can get the benefit from the knowledge our firm has gained. Oh, students can remember, can understand. Give them some advice from the knowledge your firm has gained from advising other clients. That means what? Guys, you guys are having already an experience. Okay, so okay, our client over, okay, just imagine my company, there is so much of experience. I have did such clients like before, I have dealt with such clients before. Now it's my responsibility to make him comfortable with that place. Okay, so what should I give them a knowledge? Students, I can give them my experience. I can tell them, okay, in that company or in that country, these are the clauses, these are the norms. But our firm can use our general knowledge based on our past engagements. But do you think it is better to leak them another client's confidential information? No, 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 no. Ma'am, means you can just overview them. Overview them. Many a times, if you want, you can just disclose the names of so, but that is also again not allowed. That is also again not allowed. It is against my professional behavior. So what am I supposed to do? Our firm, which is actually a good at that position, we need to give them a proper competence in such a way that they can understand what are the tax issues in that country. So we can help them. We can just give them our general advice. General advice in case we can be we can show our general understanding of the clients, but again specific clients details we cannot give. So the most important thing is we need to be confidential. So confidentiality is a basic principle which we cannot hit at the time of sharing the information with them. Now students, when this has been asked for 5 marks and you are supposed to prepare the notes also, now how are you going to formulate the answer? Okay, if I can write the first question here, okay, and I will start writing the answer here. Okay, the first thing I'll write it over here. Okay, I'll just cut it and I'll paste it over here. Students, if you want to formulate an answer, please always remember, whenever you are going to formulate the answer, you all are supposed to write the narrations and everything. Okay, first, which is the country? Okay, REP Limited. For REP Limited, I'm going to draft the statement. For REP Limited, what is the things which you are going to do? Notes for the meeting. Yeah, what my ma'am told. Acha, you have to prepare the notes for meeting. Students, we are going to write the fashion in which the paper is going to be written. Okay, now I have to write, acha, who is my client? What's my name of the client? What is the purpose of drafting the report? Who has prepared it? It's prepared by whom? And the date. If you understand these things, who is my client? Whom I am addressing? I told you we have to write all these things. So who is my client, guys? My client is that Lamar and his wife, yeah? So that is basically REP Limited and his wife. What was the name of the wife? So it's basically Freya. Okay, to both of them I am supposed to address it. What is the purpose? I want to discuss with them discuss of the corporate and personal matters. prepared it? Maybe we are the tax consultant and the tax seniors. So tax seniors have prepared it. Yeah, what can I write the date, guys? It's not today's data. You know, the question always write. Achha, assume that today's date is so and so. Today's date. So we have to write the today's date, which is 1st, which is basically 1st September 2023. Okay, so this is the way you have to start annotating the things. And then leave a line and start writing this knowledge obtained. You know, students, here itself you gain 1 marks. Here itself you gain your professional 1 mark or maybe 2 marks. Why? Because they want us to be presentable. They want us to be presentable. So yeah, we can write whatever knowledge we are possessing of our clients. But again, things need to be confidential. Things need to be confidential. So we can give them, we have experience of advising the clients who are trading in that country. Okay, trading from permanent establishment situated there. So situated overseas. Okay, so this is my first thing which I can give him. I can even help him out. Our firm is expertise in dealing with so and so things. So these are the things which we have already dealt in the past. So this is a positive thing that we guys have the competency. Okay, so this is a positive thing for the company. So yeah, this is the positive thing for the company. Why? Because our firm had relevant competence to deal. Yeah, because our firm is having a great competence to deal. But with what situation? With REP Limited investment in J company also, because now he wants to make the investment in that company, isn't it? Yeah, with REP Limited's investment in J Limited, because you know na, J company also tension like whether to invest 30% or 20%. They are having confusion. Like even we can help them for the tax issues, because we were already having that countries, that J areas we already had our clients, right? So we can help them. Our firm can also be competent to deal with what things. Oh, our firm, it's just that we have to write, Baba, our company is doing what. Oh, our firm is competent to deal with the tax issues in the relevant country, J country. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, this will help our engagement to this will help my REP Limited to develop more knowledge about the country also. So yeah, that also helps them. Along with that, now students, it is ensured what is the main thing we have to do. Our firm can actually use the general knowledge. Okay, so yeah, we can write that our firm can use the general knowledge and our past experiences but for what will that help them to gain and to advise in the tax affairs. Okay, to advise in the tax affairs, students. But the most important thing which you should keep in mind, that it should be ensured that our firm cannot disclose the things about my client. Yeah, and the information should not be leaked. So the ethics which should be followed is the code of confidentiality. Yeah, understanding? So basically the code of ethics, which is confidentiality, it's is to be maintained as we are not supposed to disclose any relevant information about a client, information about our clients. Yeah, about the clients, about the companies details and all. So yeah, this is very important. Okay, this is very important. As per the rules of confidentiality, things are to be maintained. Okay, so the principle, the confidentiality is what, guys? Confidentiality is a principal thing. Yeah, I just need to mention that. Okay, confidentiality is one of the fundamental principle of the ethics within the ACCA. Yeah, we know that. within the ACCA code of ethics. So students, that we have to take care. Okay, yeah, and the principle of confidentiality applies to not just to the current client but to the previous clients also. So yeah, students, this is the way we have to answer and fetch 5 marks. Is it cool? Is it okay? Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay, did we manage to write this answer? Students, this is all about writing the answers where in the word, in the spreadsheet, no, in the word you are going to write. But I always open the spreadsheet so that I can write it fast. But in the exams, it is to be written where? In the word format, in the word processor. Okay, are we fine? Can you just take a break of 2 minutes and resume back? Yeah, I'll just have a water, that's all. So yeah, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm getting sing from when, like, I don't know. Okay, cool, chalo. Yeah, we can read the second question and try to give the answer for that. Okay, so basically the first question related to our knowledge and I'm so sorry and explaining my RDP about our experiences for the firm that we are actually running. So we have given them the experiences based on the ethical issues. Okay, so you will be framing, okay, ma'am, are there many questions related to that? So yeah, I can tell you guys, whenever you have an time to solve more papers, please check on the first question, and at that time you will understand, okay, what could be the questions, what could be the scenarios in which they can test the different ethics. Okay, so we know, as being like a chartered accountant over here for the ACCA has given 5 fundamental principles. Guys, you know PCOP. Students in our SBR we had PCOP. Okay, you guys need to remember. It should be like integrity in whatever questions you are doing. You should form an integrity. Okay, so you should be honest. It should be objectivity, means you cannot give your answers on the biasness. So it should be not biased. Okay, then you should keep your consistency about your professional due care and consistency. So we need to answer, we need to formulate each and everything keeping into view the professional competency into care. So we should have the position of the skills and the development of the criteria. Okay, so that will enhance our knowledge. Okay, if I go further, it's about the confidentiality over which it was tested right now here. And the last P stands for professional behavior. So an individual is expected, who is an ACCA, is expected to have such qualities in formulating whatever. It's not just the financial statements, it's even same for my taxation also. So these are some general qualities which we should have the ethics school. So we have advised it, so that was very cool. Let's Okay, let's go further. The second question has been tested over here with the activity of investment. Guys, investment in Jai Limited. And they are testing it from which exhibit? Students, they are testing it from exhibit 1. So you remembered initially, I'll tell you. If you guys would have forgot, I have explained you that when I'm talking about the investments, yeah, so there were two types. Two types means, ma'am, what it was? You remember? You should just analyze the things about the investments. Somewhere initially REP has thought of investing 30%. There was a consortium, and now they thought of no, it's better to invest only 20%. So yeah, there could be both the ways. But what have they asked? Understand. Investments, there was the first exhibit, investments. In that we are supposed to check the format. Okay, what have they asked us? Please explain residency of Joy Limited. Oh, is it a resident of UK? Is it a resident of Nigeria? I don't know. So both the ways you are supposed to answer. Explain. Just give me a minute. Okay. Explain residency of Joy Limited. Explanations of the relevance of the country of the residency of Joy. We have to explain them, but we have to take two things into consideration. The amount of corporate tax is payable in UK. You know, in UK, our corporate tax is 19%. But in Nigeria, you remember, they had paid a corporate tax of how much? Students are supposed to open these things, huh? If you know about this, first part is done. Okay. So what have they asked us? Over here. Business profits are taxed in Nigeria at the rate of only 13%, and there is no DTAA, no direct tax agreement avoidance. No. Okay. So over here I can write, in UK my tax rate is 19%, but then in Nigeria basically over here it's 13%. So yeah, accordingly we'll check. And the reliefs available with REP Limited. If J Limited is having any business loss, what they initially told, in the initial year there is no loss. But for example, in the later years, if there is a loss, then what can be done if it is a UK company only, or if it is a other company? And we know one thing, students. If Jai is a UK resident, means always a resident of UK. the worldwide income is going to be taxed in the hands of child in UK only. So in UK it is supposed to pay the taxes. And Nigeria, though we know that in that country it is any which way is going to pay the taxes. So if there is no DTAA, then we can take the credits from that. But if it is completely a UK person, then over here only we have to pay. And if the company is having any loss, guys, if the company has any time a loss now, then also there is a thing. If the company has some loss, and if it is in the same country, so they can carry forward also, they can settle also. Need not worry, we are going to read it, we are going to solve it in the very good manner. So before you start, take some time to identify the different possibilities. Students, what is the meaning of different possibilities? They are giving you a hint. You need to be analytical. Okay, you have to analyze all the possible outcomes, all the future outcomes, which needs to be addressed, recognizing it is not yet known what percentage of joy. It is not yet known what percentage of Jai Limited will be owned by ADP Limited. That means they even don't know whether it is 20% or 30%. So students, what was 20 and 30? You remember, na? Yeah. Initially what happened? Jai Limited. In Jai Limited, my REP wanted to have 30%, because of which consortium would have been formed. But now they don't want 30%. It's just 20. So maybe there is no consortium. Then it is total control of the CSRO or CRO company. Yeah. So let's start assuming and writing the answers accordingly. Now they have asked us about the investments in Jai Limited. The question. Yeah, let me copy the question. Let me write the question. Yeah, let me say this. And in that now, students, they have tested us about the two parts. And this is my first answer. I'll just write it down. My second answer, B part of the first only situation. Students, over here, I am supposed to answer in both the ways. If Jai Limited is a UK resident and if Jai Limited is not a UK resident. So let's write first, if Jai Limited, yeah, if Jai Limited is a UK resident. This is my first point. This is my first pointer. So students, if you check in the question, there are two things. First of all, we are supposed to give them an answer in the matter of corporate taxes payable, yeah, in UK and in Nigeria. Yeah. First write that. Okay. What will be the situation of corporate tax? Corporation tax payable in UK and Nigeria. Okay, in respect of terms of profit. Initially, you know how much profit was estimated, guys? You remember 135 was estimated. Yeah, this was estimated, if you remember. Yeah, investments, initially they were having how much investments? Okay, the size of the company 30 was the initial investments. Now they want to reduce it just to 20. And if you remember, students, Jai would have an adjusted profit of 135. So yeah, why not to write 135? So we have to form, if Jai is a resident, if it's a resident in UK, you know, if some person is a resident in UK, irrespective of any income, he has to pay tax. But students, we are very much aware of one concept. If there is any DTAA, double taxation over here, avoidance agreement, then it is fine. But here there is no DTAA. So whatever he has earned in Nigeria, there too he has to pay tax only. Here also he has to pay tax, and then he can get a credit. Oh ma'am, we are not understanding. Suppose Jai Limited has earned an income, business income in Nigeria. No matter whatever is his residential status, he has to pay the tax there also. So let's write first over here. Jai Limited is actually working where, students? It's working, has a business tax in that country. Jai Limited has a business in the Nigeria. Has a business in Nigeria country where he is supposed to pay the taxes. So So students, on what he is going to pay the taxes, we know whatever he has earned, but irrespective of the residential status, yeah, because profits needs to be taxed in that country, irrespective of the residential status, isn't it? For example, we know that, yeah, students, if he is staying in that country, how much tax he was supposed to pay? If you can check out, it was 13%, isn't it? So yeah, I can write it over here. It is 13,000 pounds, 1,35,000 pounds he has earned, okay, and the tax rates in Nigeria is 13%. Can you tell me what could be the tax? 135,000 into 13%. So these will be the amount of tax he would have paid in Nigeria. Agreed. Yeah. But if he is a resident in UK, we know all the taxes he has to pay. The worldwide income is taxed in UK. Yeah. So please write that first. If J Limited is a resident in UK, all the worldwide income has been taxed there. Is to be taxed in UK only. So students, everything is to be taxed. That means what? What do you think? Its operations are there, and he is having a permanent establishment in Nigeria. So the company is having a permanent establishment in Nigeria, where the taxable profits they have earned is basically 135 pounds. And we know if it is a situation in UK, what could have been the tax liability if J Limited will not make an exemption of election? Then what could be the profits? We know, students, we know that the amount will be what, guys? It will be 135 pounds, and the tax rate in UK is gonna be equal to 19%. We know that. So that comes to 135,000 into 19%. Oh, so what do you think? What is extra, ma'am? If it both, like, see, in UK now, if he has paid in this country, if he has paid in Nigeria, okay, so in Nigeria country he would have paid this much tax, but then he would have understood in UK, so he need to pay a tax of this much. But we know when there is no DTAA, overseas permanent establishment profits, yeah, we can make a box like that if you want, guys. We can just make a format. So that you can easily see that overseas permanent establishment. What was my profit, guys? It was 135, yeah. Now in UK tax, what it is in UK tax, UK, how much you paid the tax, guys? In UK I was supposed to pay how much tax? It is 25,650, isn't it? Students, you know one thing, yeah, students, you know one thing, DTAA, how do I get the this relief? How do I get the relief? Yeah, do you know how am I supposed to get the relief? Yeah, so to understand the double taxation relief, it is lower off, isn't it? Yeah, it's lower off the situations. Lower of what, guys? Lower of UK tax or overseas tax? Okay, it's the lower of first UK tax, or it could be overseas tax. Students, what is lower, guys? Over here it's 25,650. And over here, guys, overseas tax is 17,000 something. So that much I can get the credit, isn't it? So yeah, what is lower? 17,550 is lower, isn't it? If I'm just taking the difference, I'm getting 8,100. So now this 8100 is nothing other than something which I need to pay in UK. That's all. I hope you understood this. So yeah, now Control Z. Now it's just that this much tax is to be paid. Now in UK, this tax is to be paid. That's all. Hey, what does that means, Baba? Isn't it very simple? Like in the there I was having this much of profit, this much of tax I paid in UK. Okay, means this much I thought that I need to pay in UK. But double taxation, the difference. Okay, I can take the same credit of 1750. Whatever is the difference, only that much I have to pay in UK. Did you understood this? If he is a resident, if he is a resident in UK, if he is a resident in UK. But students, if he is not a resident in UK, then what will happen? Oh, if he is not a resident in UK, simple, he need not pay anything in UK, that's all. UK will not be charged, because if he is not resident in UK, then not all the property and not all the income are charged in the country in which it is. So yeah, if he is not a resident, simply he has to pay only the taxes what are pertaining to that country only. So if he is not a resident, so I'll write it over here. If Jai is not a resident, okay, the company, if Jai Limited is not a resident in UK, then to it's very easy, nothing to be taken care of. Whatever taxes he paid in that country, that is only this much corporate tax paid. Only the taxes which he paid in that country was supposed to be taxed. So at the rate of 13%. I'll copy it and I'll paste it over here, 1750. Students, that's all. He has to pay this much tax in that country. Yeah. Ma'am, anything else? Yeah, we have to write. In UK, it will not be taxed because Jai Limited is not there and not earning in that country also. So overseas incomes are not subject to tax. So basically, no UK tax will be charged. Okay, no UK tax is to be charged. So in UK, taxes are not charged. I hope everybody got it clear. Yeah, sure. Are you sure? But any dividends, if the company is getting any dividends, yeah, any dividend received by REP Limited, my REP Limited and CRO Limited from Jai Limited in UK will be taxed. Guys, will never be taxed, will always be. Dividend from any country we get is always exempt. Okay, will be exempt from corporate tax. I hope everyone is clear. Yeah, everyone is clear. Cool. Was it easy? So yeah, this way I managed to get good marks. Students, after writing this, which answer is satisfied? Only if Jai is a resident or not a resident. If you check the question now, is it only this much asked in the question or something else also they wanted us to ask? So what we ended up, we have shown this. The amount of the corporate tax paid and payable in UK and Nigeria in respect to the profits with it. Oh, ma'am, what about the reliefs available? Oh, ma'am, so we have to write about the reliefs also. Yes, guys. We are supposed to mention about the reliefs also. So what will be the reliefs? Reliefs available to REP Limited if Jai's business limited in Nigeria will make a trading loss. So students, now you have to consider that if Jai Limited is a UK resident, then the things will be different. If Jai Limited is not a UK resident, then the things will be different. So can I copy this? If Jai Limited is a UK resident, yeah. Students, what will happen to Jai Limited if he is a UK resident? Will he get any trading loss carry forward and something? Students, if Jai Limited's business is there, that is making loss in the Nigeria, then REP Limited means the one who is having 30 or 20% control, right? Then REP Limited will be able to claim the loss relief, isn't it? So they can adjust the 30% of the loss. Yes. Understand. In concept of consortium relief, REP Limited would be able to set off 30% of the loss. That is cool. However, just imagine if REP Limited is now not the 30% owner, it's just the 20% owner. Oh, then the consortium will not be formed only. Then what will happen? REP Limited will not be able to settle. Will not be able to settle. That means what over here? We are so sure. Just give me a minute. We are aware about this answer. We know that first initially what happened. This in Jai Limited. Na? In Jai Limited, there were two companies. Okay, I'll just cancel it. In Jai Limited, there were two companies. So who were the both the companies? Yeah. Just make things. This is one of my favorite thing to be done, because this always makes my answer look more beautiful, and to be frank, my answers feel more okay. In Jai Limited, who all people have made a contribution for? If you remember, who has made a reverse contribution? Okay, I can now flip the arrow. It's not that way. It's something like that. In Jai Limited, who two companies have contributed, guys? It could be flipped. The arrow could be flipped. Yeah, there are two companies, isn't it? REP Limited and other CRO Limited. So over here now, students, in REP Limited, initially it has invested how much? 30%. Okay, so they thought, okay, why not to invest 30% in that? Okay, it's 30% initially. So basically my CRO Limited, how much they would want to invest? 70%. So if any country is having 70%, if any country is having, or it's any it's any company is having 70%, that will not make him have a control, but it should be 70. No, it should be more than 75. It's only 70 here. So then what can I do? Nothing needs to be done. We need to add on both the things. So basically consortium is to be taken care of. What is consortium? Consortium. So that means it's a total of both the companies. If both the companies total also exceeds 75% of more, it becomes a consortium. Over here, if the Jai Limited is having 30%, and if the other company, in REP Limited, if it is 30% and Jai Limited is making loss, then what can REP take? REP can take their share of loss. They can claim if Jai company is a resident of UK. If it is not a resident of UK, things will not be the same. Agreed? Yeah. So we can write, if Jai Limited business in Garia were making trading losses, then what could be done? If Jai Limited's business in Garia is making trading losses and it is established, it is a resident in UK, no matter there it's situated and running the business, that is another thing. Then the REP Limited, my company, can be able to make the loss claim, but how much? To my extent only, to 30% only. Okay, so what I can write, then the REP Limited would be able to claim the losses. Okay, then the REP Limited will be able to claim the losses, but only to the extent of my consortium own 30% only. Agreed. In the concept of consortium, now basically 30% settlement could be made. But if instead of this now, this situation, let's take as it is, but a big thing changed. REP, it's not 30, it's now 20, and over here now CRO, it's not 70, it's 80. That means individual company, even if one company is holding more than 75%, it will be controlled. So now CRO is having a control. Now they cannot satisfy. Now REP Limited would only have 20% shares. So consortium, so it's not formed. Okay. So now REP would be able to claim? No. In that case, the CRO Limited only has to take care of. So now, if again the same, if Jai Limited is having any loss in that country, etc., I can write Second, like if J Limited is making loss and it's a resident in UK, then REP can claim. REP is now just holding 20% shares. That means no consortium also. That means it's not allowed to claim the losses. It's not allowed to claim the relief of my shares loss too. I hope you guys are getting it. Yeah, students, this is a scenario when we are a Jai Limited is a UK resident. But now if Jai Limited is not a UK resident, so any which ways is there only. Ma'am, then to no tension. Then to no tension. Why? Why? If Jai Limited is not a UK resident, why it's not a tension, guys? I'll show you all. If Jai Limited is any which way is not a UK resident, then to no relief. Now, why will REP get the relief? Because losses of overseas resident we cannot settle off. It cannot be settled off or surrendered to UK. So it's not a big deal. So then there is no problem. We cannot settle it off. No relief will be available. But yeah, students, the 20 and 30%, please take care of writing the answers. Please take care of writing the answers. Over here. No relief will be available in the UK for REP Limited in respect of any trading losses realized by Jai Limited in Geria. I hope everyone is cool with this. Everyone. Do you want me to revise the question? It's simple, guys. It's simple. But trust me, the way we need to write the answer is very important. That is something which is going to fetch us the marks. Yeah, let me revise it. Once the whole question, like up till now what we did. Okay, so the first question that we attended was, okay, what was the things, what are my experiences, and what could be my ethics which I should follow. So basically this is the way I need to start writing the question. Okay, so yeah, this is basically my notes for what I am going to explain. So this is my client's data, CPPD. So client, who is my client, what is the purpose of writing, who has prepared, and again what is the date. So today's date means obviously the date which is mentioned in the question. We cannot write my today's date. Okay, knowledge. So we have an experience of advising. So yeah, basically I'm having an experience, so I can write that. Okay, there is a positive thing because we guys have what, guys? We have a great competence. Yeah, a firm is having competence, and our firm can use the general advice in our past experiences. Yeah, that word should come. And obviously the most important word is this code of confidentiality should be maintained. Yeah, we get good marks. Then if I want to show the investments in Jai Limited, so REB, if he is a resident in UK, whatever incomes it is to be taxed in UK. Okay, but if there is no DTAA, over there also you pay tax, over here also you pay tax. But how much credit we can claim? Whichever is lower, that we can claim a credit. Okay, and if excess amount is there, then we are supposed to pay in the country in which we are situated. So same way over here, I followed. Okay, there how much tax I will pay. Over here in UK, how much is the tax liability? What is the difference? Will be something which I need to pay as a payable in UK. I hope this was clear. Yeah, it was easy. Yeah. If Jai Limited was not a resident in UK, then to no tension now, ma'am. Whatever he is earning, he has to pay tax there only. Nothing has been charged in the current year. Yeah, so it's done. Students, from here there was another question. I'll just make it different color, maybe that could be more visible. Okay. Now what reliefs can I get? Simple. If my Jai Limited is a UK resident over here, if it's a UK resident, he can claim the losses. But if it's a consortium, then 30% loss. But if nothing, no consortium, 75% is somebody else is only holding, then REP Limited don't have any right to settle any sort of losses. That needs to be catered, that needs to be taken care of very well. Students, please take this answer into note, it is important, it's important. Okay, let's move ahead, give me a minute. So yeah, cool. Let's start reading the other question. Yeah, and yeah, if he's a UK resident, though that's a problem, but if he is not a UK resident, okay, nobody can adjust, no relief is available. Cool. So with this, we have completed our first exhibits question. And if you understand, students, how much marks you gained, first 5 marks you got. Second question which we attempted was for 9 marks. 5 plus 9, 14. But students, just imagine, 14 marks you wrote, where you are expecting more for the 10 marks also from the professionals. So basically, at least for 20 marks we wrote our paper. Now just remaining for 20 marks. That's all. Second question. Over here it's 3 marks question. Okay. So yeah, let's read for 3 marks question. I just want to make this question with red color, so that like I am very much like, I feel colors makes a life more beautiful. Yeah, election to exempt the profits of JAI Limited over if I want to choose, just give me a minute. Maybe, yeah, we can take a break of 2 minutes, and yeah, we'll show. Let's again resume it. Yeah, so what it is being tested, election to attempt the profit of JAI Limited overseas from UK tax leads to the 3 implications of JAI Limited making the exemptions. Okay, so some exemptions they are talking about. Students, you remember, if I want to elect something to exempt the profit from JAI Limited overseas from UK, so what I have to do? You remember, you should remember the elections of the exemption. Yeah, if we make something as an exemption in UK, it will not be taxed. Again, if I'm having any sort of branches, or maybe all the overseas, so no matter it is the present overseas or the future overseas, no matter it is about the present overseas or the future overseas, it will be exempt. Okay, And again, if you once chose to do so, then it is an irrevocable option. Yes, you should get the criteria. You should get the criteria. It's all there. Okay. Yeah, that means if I'm so sure, I want to choose something. Okay, I want to elect something to exempt the profit overseas from UK tax. That means the election is available to the UK residence company. Yeah, they can get. But what we have to do, students, we have to see how much profits it is. So extra profit, okay, an extra percentage of tax. In that country it was 13%, in my country it is 19%. So extra 6% is to be adjusted. So let us write the answer the way it is being to be formed. Okay. You should get to know the answer. Let me copy the question first. Can I make it as a third point, or maybe wait? Okay, I'll go and write it down only. Okay. Chalo. Election to exempt the profits of J Limited overseas permanent establishment in for UK tax. If it is so, this election we can make. Okay, this election is available to UK companies which generates profit but students, please take care of from where they are going to generate profits, from that permanent establishment. Okay, profits from permanent establishments. Okay, situated not in my country, not in UK, but there is somewhere else, situated in overseas. Okay, if Jai Limited wanted to make this election, yeah, if Jai Limited were to make the election, he has to take care of 2-3 things. Please write that. First, its profit in that country now was how much? In that area it was only 13%, but in UK it is 19%. Extra tax have to pay if you want to elect. Its profit in Garia will no longer be subject to corporate tax in UK. Exactly. But if no election is made, then UK corporation tax is applicable on the profits. That is basically 19% minus 13% tax, which is equivalent to 6% tax. Hey, what is this, guys? After getting the double tax relief, means if you have already chosen that I don't want to elect UK's company's tax, means you don't want to be associated with UK. It's okay, forget about it. But if you have not chosen this, then we know now the DTAA concepts comes into picture. Deferred tax, the double taxation relief. To get the relief, extra 6% so we used to pay in the first question we did. So yeah, that could be the situation, or it could be both the ways. I could make the second answer also. Students, what could be? No reliefs would be available. No reliefs will be available in the UK in respect of any losses, isn't it? Yeah. In respect of any losses in the Nigeria country. Obviously, Baba, if you all are not paying any taxes to UK government, why will they give you a benefit to settle the losses also? So you cannot claim the losses, isn't it? Yeah, that's something pretty, we know that. But if you're choosing this option, it is not something like in the first year you chose not to show as a UK resident, then you want to show and don't want to take an exemption, don't want to claim an exemption, that is not allowed. So basically it becomes an irrevocable option. Again and again you cannot do it. It will be an irrevocable situation where you are not supposed to change on, and it would apply to not just the past companies, but in future also. If they want, they have to continue the same to all the future overseas PE of JA Limited. So I hope now you understood. If they want to elect the exemptions that they don't want to show the profits in UK, so you are okay. If you don't want to show, it's okay. But if you have not selected 6% is the what tax, that double taxation DTW, you have to show the extra. But if you have chosen only that you don't want to show, don't pay taxes, but you will not get the relief. Yeah, you will not get the relief. And again with that, it will be an irrevocable option. You cannot choose to show that option, and again in futures also overseas it will not be applicable. Hope it was easy. I think it is manageable. Yeah, students, the questions are easy. I personally feel the questions are easy. The way we have to write the answer, the way we have to interpret the things needs to be learned. And if you guys have the paper upcoming, I really hope you know all these concepts, right? If you don't know, we need to brush up our concepts, guys, because it's not just calculations. It's about understanding. Okay, it's about understanding. Let's go further. What have they asked us? Acha, over here 3 marks are secured. Okay, over here also 3 marks question comes here. I can just paste it over here so that I feel very good, that I need not go on and on. Like, if there is any thing which is associated with the display exhibit, then we can read it, or else it's okay. Since you can read control foreign company. What is control foreign company? What is control foreign company? You know what is control foreign company? If there is a try to understand. If there is non-UK resident company, means it's not a UK resident company, that is, it is not a UK resident company, then he has to pay the taxes of overseas in UK. No, ma'am. If he is a UK resident company, so he have to pay the taxes to UK, or else it's not required to pay the taxes in UK. Yeah, that is something understood. Controlled foreign company means they are formed. It is actually not allowed also. They should not be doing in this way also. They cannot be just formed to avoid the UK taxes. No. But they can be applicable to whom? The CFC is applicable to all the shareholders. Plus, guys, you remember that 25% shareholders? Yeah, you should know. Normally, a non-UK resident person who is earning profits now from doing a business there, again, who is not a UK person, it's okay. You don't pay taxes. However, if UK resident have formed a non-UK resident company, you are a UK resident, but you want to make a company which is a non-resident, and they are diverting the profit to avoid the tax, students, this will not be okay. Then in that case, the control foreign company rules comes into picture. Okay, the control foreign company gets applicable on the shareholders of the company who owns 25% or more than that share of that non-UK company. Okay, CFC is subject to therefore a UK tax on profit of the non-resident company's share. So that means if you are a resident, it's okay. If you are a resident but you want to be a non-UK company there, then these rules are going to be applicable. So yeah, it's just that they have told that CFC rules are there. I can confirm that CFC charge will not arise if JA Limited is a resident in area. However, I want to provide Lammer with what things. I want to explain them the purpose of CFC rules and the charge which can be levied under him. Okay, so again there is a theoretical answer which they have presented us. We will write the answer accordingly. Students, it's easy. I trust this questions. It's easy. It's easy. First of all, we need to write the system. Yeah, the UK system. Yeah, the UK tax system changes, so not changes, it's basically charges the corporation tax on the worldwide profits, isn't it? If it is a UK resident, on the worldwide profits of the UK resident companies. I don't think there is any doubts in the first statement at least. No. However, this is important. It does not charge a corporation tax on what? It does not charge a corporation tax on the profits earned overseas by a non-UK resident, overseas by a non-UK resident company. I think in these also nobody will be having any doubts. So the first point is very clear. But now a UK resident company could seek to exploit the later rules by what doing? The later rules by establishing a non-UK subsidiary in which, like a to generate its profits. Then the CFC legislation comes into the CFC legislation is designed to prevent students. Why it is, I'll explain you in a clear-cut manner. See students, over here you are a company, you are a resident, so you may just can plan to avoid the taxes, so that the company don't want you all to avoid the taxes. That is the reason they have implemented this. Okay, the CFC legislation is designed to prevent the overseas subsidiaries, to prevent overseas subsidiaries being used to avoid the tax, being used to avoid the tax in this fashion. Understood. Where the rules apply, UK resident companies owing at least 25% of a CFC are charged UK corporation tax on the proportionate of their shares, on the proportionate shares of CFC chargeable profit. I hope everyone is clear. So what it is basically, so they have told, and this answer is going to fetch you 3 marks. So basically CFC rules apply when, if you are obviously a resident of UK, if you are a resident of UK and you are earning something in UK, that is okay, you have to pay tax. If you are a resident in UK, you have a subsidiary somewhere, or you are having a PE somewhere, then too if you are a resident in UK, every income over here, it's chargeable for you as a tax. Yeah, we know, because we have earned that income and the worldwide income is taxed in the countries. But over here what happened, many a times they check that exemption they want, they don't want to pay taxes. So then CFC rule comes that if you don't want to pay tax, it is not that you are going to avoid something, or for the manipulative things you have to, So that is a place which we need to understand. And yes, students, with these we have completed CFC situations also, and I hope the things was very easy and you could easily manage to do those things. Yeah, can we read the next question, or do you want a break? It's fine. Yeah, we can read, isn't it? Yeah. Chalo. Okay, so now we are left over with only two things which we need to do. Students, now you will tell me, ma'am, we have not read the question also further. Yeah, we have not read. We have not read. It's just from one exhibit we could solve so much of questions. Let us read the second exhibit. Purchase of investment property. Oh, I'm so sorry. Purchase of investment property. So what is purchase of investment property? I will explain you. We can just read it easily. Yeah. The directors are considering, okay, in the company, now what happened? The directors want to purchase some property. But now there is a concept over here of VAT. Students, before reading the question, I would just want to explain you a concept. When we purchase an asset, and we know I have to pay VAT on it, I have to pay a value added tax on it, then what we can do is, then income tax department has to ask us, okay, so the department will ask us, indirect tax department, that okay, if you are paying VAT, are you going to use it in which way? Say for example, if I am having a property, land and building, so they'll ask you, are you going to rent it or you are going to use it in the business? I told it I want to rent it. So then there is a problem. Because rent, we know it is an exempt, we cannot get the recovery of VAT. Then there is a problem. But if I told no, I want to use it, I want to apply it for the tax also, and I can take the credit also. So then it becomes the standard rate supply. Maybe there could be a situation that if this is a property, okay, this is a property on which I am applying VAT, I am giving it to you on rent. Even if you are a VAT registered person, you can take the reversal credit. But if you are not a registered person, means my tenant is not a registered person, then if I have added VAT in this, it will be very costly for you, because the cost of the asset will increase in that name of rent also. The rentals will be more, because over here you are not a VAT registered person, plus you are not even a taxable person, you are not doing any taxable activity in VAT. Then it will be very costly for you. So keeping in that view in mind, let us first read the question what they have asked us. Okay. Purchase of investment property. The directors are considering the purchase by REP Limited of a new unused commercial building. So it's a commercial building. Okay. So they want to give on rent, or maybe they can utilize in their own business. It could be both the ways. Situated in UK for £2 lakh plus 20% VAT. Guys, we should know by now that the VAT rates are 20%. No? It's obvious, it's 20%. Yeah. So it is like situated in UK for £2 lakh plus 20% VAT. REP Limited would then grant they have already taken the asset, they purchased the building, now they want to give on rent. Okay. So REP Limited would then grant a 20 years lease of this building. 20 years lease, oh my god, so big. Yeah, so they have given 20 years lease of the building to one of the number of different businesses that they were doing. Guys, when it is 20 years lease, you should get one hint, ma'am, that it cannot utilize it, means it cannot be, it is an exempt supply, so maybe there could be a problem. Problem in what, guys? Problem in what? You should know impact, that whether it is having a renting activity or a leasing activity, is it an exempt? Yeah, it is an exempt from VAT. Then it will be difficult, don't you think, to recover the VAT from the vendor? If I'm having a recovery to receive the VAT from the vendor on purchase, which is doing some exempt use, then REP Limited have to make an election that whether they want to opt for paying the tax or something else. Let's see what they asked us. The directors are keen to know, so they want to know something. The directors are keen to recover the VAT charged by the vendor on the sale of building. So they purchase. So maybe the vendor would have sold the building and they would have attached VAT on it. Okay. Lemon told me that one of its friend, So basically na, somebody is suggesting Lammer and Lammer is telling me, okay, I need to tell him whether your friend who suggested, was he perfect or not. Let's see. Lammer told me that one of his friends has suggested that they could do this by opting. Acha means you want to like recover the VAT na. So yeah, for that one of his friend told him what, Lammer told me that one of his friends suggested that they could do this by opting to tax the building before granting the lease. By opting to tax before granting the lease, yeah, and that will have no effect on the tenant or potential future. Students, it is cool. Before granting the lease, you have an option of opting for exemption or not. But that will not affect the potential users. That is not right. That is obviously going to affect the potential users. You cannot say that it is not right, okay? You cannot say that is not right. So basically that is not true. So now we have to understand, okay, that much only was the question. Now let's see what have they asked us in the question. Okay, this is for the exhibit 1 and 2, that is purchase of investment property. Okay, purchase of investment property by REP Limited. Okay, I will just make it over here. What have they asked us? Explain how the opting to tax the building would enable the REP to recover the VAT charged by the vendor, and explain whether or not the advice of the Lammer's friend is correct or not. There is no need for you to consider the partial exemption or for the capital goods scheme. Okay, that's fine. We need to know, explain how opting for the tax will help us to recover the VAT, okay, charged by the vendor. Okay, first of all, what it is, I want to recover the input tax because I have already purchased the building, right? First of all, this will be my first answer which I want to present it, okay, explaining how I want to recover. And students, I have to start writing like that, recovery of input tax, yeah, recovery of input VAT, value added tax on the purchase. So students, by now we know that if I want to recover, what should I get, like what should I have? If I'm having a VAT, like if I have paid them, so I have to see to whosoever we are selling or we are giving it, right? Or if I'm giving it on rent also, so is the front person, the tenant, is it registered in the VAT? Like is it registered in the VAT? Whether the VAT registration is there or not. So over here now, what is REP doing to go? Okay, REP Limited is planning to lease the building for 20 years, right? So we have to write the story which is there. So REP Limited is planning to lease the building for like 20 years. So students, when they want to give on the lease to the tenant, is it taxable supply? Okay, so I'll need to write that. When REP Limited grants a lease of the building to the tenant, it shows that it is an exempt transaction in VAT. It is an exempt transaction in VAT. Guys, we know that it is not being taxable. Considering this, REP Limited will not be able to recover the VAT, isn't it? Yeah, considering this, REP Limited will not be able to recover the VAT which he has paid at the time of purchase, isn't it? Yeah, which he has paid because he wanted to purchase that building. Yeah, correct. Which the company had already paid at the time of purchase from the vendor. Yeah, everybody understanding this, everybody is understanding. But if he wants to make election of opting to tax, then the building will not be considered now as an exempt transaction. Now that will be understood as a standard rate. Okay, that means the REP limited, if he wants to, now the question comes, if he wants to like opt, yeah, opting of the tax. Okay, so I can write it. Therefore REP will not, the I can write like this, yeah, further. However, if REP limited will make the election, if REP limited, if REP limited will make the election to opt for the tax, then the things could be reversed. How? Then the building will be regarded as a standard rate, yeah. Then the building will be regarded as a standard supply on which VAT can be adjusted, on which VAT can be paid, and in that case VAT paid to the vendor can be recoverable, guys. In that case VAT paid to vendor can be recoverable. I hope everybody got it clear. Yes. So yeah, this is the first thing which we could easily manage. But guys, this is not enough. There are some other people who are very smart, who have advised my client, his friends, explain whether or not the advice of the friend was correct or not. So guys, what was the advice given by his friend? So what advice he gave? Acha, you can do it, or but then future something will happen, and etc etc. Let's see what advice he gave him. Acha. His friend gave him an advice that he can do it by opting the tax for the building can be done, and that is something which will have no effect on the tenant. How it has no effect on the tenant? If you are obviously getting some credit, obviously what will happen? Obviously what will happen, we have to check now. Advice is partially correct. Like, it advised that if REP limited will opt for the tax, if he chooses for the tax, VAT on the purchase can be recoverable, it's proper. But if his friend is telling that the opting for the tax will not have any impact on the potential, if opting for the tax is done, then the building will be standard rate, okay, on which it can take. If tenant is not a VAT registered, okay, if tenant is not a VAT registered, so obviously I will give him on a rent which is higher. So then there is a problem, okay, then there is a problem. And it's also, my tenant is not a VAT registered, plus he's not doing any trading activities also, taxable activities also, then he will not be able to recover the VAT. That's all. And for him it will be very costly. That is something which is something which we need to understand it, yeah. So it is not something like there will be no impact on the tenants and something. No, it's not that. No impact on tenant, it's wrong. There is an impact on tenant. So partially the answer of the advice of the friend is okay, that he can get some benefits, but it's not fully okay. So advice of the Lemmas friend, yeah. Lemmas friend, it's partially correct as as he can get the benefit, yeah. As the KEP limited, if he opts to pay the tax, okay, as to if KEP limited opts to tax, then VAT paid on the purchase could be recovered, okay. Opts to tax, then VAT paid on purchase of the building could be recoverable. Yeah, that is cool. That's cool. So half of the thing is correct. But what he told, if he is doing so, then what will happen? Guys, it is obviously going to impact. So this change, this opting for the tax is obviously going to impact the tenant if the tenant is not a VAT registered person, or there is no as such a trading transactions happening, or not any, or the tenant is doing what, guys? The tenant is not at all involved in any taxable activities, or not involved in any taxable activities, then it is obviously going to impact. Okay, when there will be no impact on tenant, students, please take this hints. If REP Limited opts to tax the building, then what happens, guys? It would be required to charge the VAT on the monthly rentals. Yeah, it would be required to charge the VAT on the monthly rentals. Payments, oh my god, due to the tenant. Yeah, that is something which we know, that they have to pay the taxes. If it, the effect, just give me a minute. Yeah, it's properly visible, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. The effect on the tenant will depend on the types of supply. Made for the VAT purpose. Isn't it? Like there could be two things can happen. How? If it's not able to request, then maybe he have to pay some additional cost which may impact that the rent will be higher. So additional cost will be there for the rentals. Yeah. And I hope you guys have understood it. So I'm not going to write on and on things. But I really wish you understood the things, because it is like, see, whatever you want to write, you can extend your answer if you know the concepts, guys. If you know the concepts pretty well, you are good to enhance your answers. Yeah, you can create an answer, you can develop an answer in a beautiful way. Yeah, let's go ahead and read the other question. Yeah, if you want, just take a break of 2 minutes. We'll be back soon. Let's start with the next question for us. Okay, so before going ahead, we need to understand another question, but then for that we need to read another exhibit. Okay, so what have they asked us? D. Personal tax affairs. For that, we are going to read the exhibit 2. Okay, for that, suppose let's read the exhibit 2. Okay, so all this is personal tax of fact. So let's, oh, it's not that. Yeah, let's read the second exhibit. Okay, we'll be slowly reading this exhibit. Okay, emails are extracted for FREDA dated on 1st September 2023. Cessation of my business. So okay, who was FREDA, guys? Who was FREDA? You remember it? Yeah, that was the wife of that KEP's director. Yeah, cool. So cessation of my business. I am intending, okay, so Freya will say, we got the mail. I am intending to cease my unincorporated consultancy firm on 31st October 2023. Students, when I highlight the dates are to be taken care of very carefully because there will be a game of dates. Yeah, students, there is a game of dates. Just need to know. I began trading in 2015. Okay, so way back she started trading and has always been prepared the year accounts on 31st May every 31st May. It's not even April, it's 31st of May. 31st of May, and you have wants to unincorporate the business on 31st October. So May till May to May, April to May, there are 12 months. So after May, so June, July, August, September, October. Okay, after 5 months you want to close the business. After 5 months you want to close the business. So normally students, you know one concept. For example, like if we are going to close the business, maybe not just in the current year, or else I can give you a hint of the basis years. Yeah, I don't know whether you guys have known with the basis of the years. So yeah, there was a year like in the current year only, if it is 23-24 only, 23-24 only, and if in the same financial year, in the same fiscal year, if the things are being closed, then we can merge the combined period. Guys, remember the basis period, yeah? So yes, okay, let's read what have they asked us. My business is only my sole income. Okay, I will prepare a single set of accounts for 17 months. 17 months till 31st October. It's not wrong, it's perfect because it's 23-24 only. Year ends in 23-24. Yeah, and this seizure also happened. There is a seizing of the business. Cessation also happened in 23-24 itself. So it's like April to May, 12 months. June, July, August, September, October, like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. For 17 months, they wanted to make the financial statements. The budget tax adjusted profits. Okay, so they have thought of the budgeted tax profits before allowing any deduction is this. Okay, so 94,000 was the budgeted profits. Okay, cool. The only capital asset the company had was, okay, I'll just read it more bigger. Just give me a minute. Let's read it. Okay, this is done. Let's read. The only capital asset. So what have they asked us? My profits are 94,000 for like 17 months. Okay, pounds. The only capital asset which was there in Freda's business was only the card, which she used to use it for business purpose. Oh, is it 100%? No, students, it's just 65%. Please do take care of this 65%. It creates an importance. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, only for business purpose. I will withdraw the card from the business on 31st October. This is what Freya has messaged me or mailed me that okay, I don't want to use it for my business. I am just seizing off my business, so I'll take it for my personal thing only. I will withdraw this card from the business on 31st October 2023 when it will have a market value of 11. Okay, so basically they're talking about the market value of 11,100, which is less than the written down value of the books, which was 8,700. So basically in the books the asset was worth 8,700, but when you check on the market it's 11,100. And after the seizure, the company would want to get closed and the Freda would want to take on the asset on her own. So yeah, there could be some capital gains, and I don't know, maybe there could be some sale of car and whatever. Let's now not presume what things we have to do, but we know some capital allowance adjustments could be there. Let's see what could be the situation. Further, there is an unrevealed overlap. Oh, students, you should remember, many a times, guys, there is an overlap of the profits or overlap of the losses. Means in the previous year, you have 2 times included these profit. So 2 times you have double shown the profits. That means already you have taxed a lot. So if you have already shown that the double profit, you have overlapped more profit, please reduce for once at least the profit you have to reduce for the current year. So in previous year, by mistake also, if you have overlapped the profit for like twice, please reduce it. Okay, so we'll reduce it. Okay, before going ahead, let me just check, is anything else relevant for this question? No. It is another way for some gifts, proposed gifts, which is right now not relevant. Let us read what have they asked us. What have they asked us, guys? Now it's just 2 questions left with us, guys. The first one, personal tax affairs for my FRERA. Cessation of the FRERA's business, a calculation of the FRERA's estimated, like we know now, students, we know what things. Once the company is going to get over, obviously FRERA has to make what? She has to file her financial statements also. So she has to estimate what is the liability in income tax, and if she is doing a business, so obviously she'll be having a class 1 on class 2. No, students, how will class 1 and class 2 comes into picture? Students, we know now, when it is a business, it is not class 1 on class 2. It is for like employer-employee relationship. No. It can be class 3, class 4. So over here now, there is a class 4 liability which we have to show. Students, you should remember the tax rates. If you don't remember the tax rates, please open the tax rates, just revise it for the once. Okay, so over here I am liable to prepare the financial statements and check out what is the liability, income tax liability, which is one of my favorite thing. I love income tax. That is worth 7 marks, guys. It's an easy 7-marker question. You can easily get the 7 marks. So yeah, let's start writing the answer. So this is my cessation of FRERA's business. So let's start writing the questions and answer. Students, for the first, can you tell me what is the year, what is the financial year, what's the fiscal year in which the business stopped? It's 23-24, isn't it? Yeah. My year ends on 31st May 2023. Even that year ends in 23-24. So I have to adjust the tax profits. Okay, so let's make the boxes. Students, it is gonna be easy if you guys understand. If you guys understand, things are easy. If you guys don't understand, try to understand. That's all we can do. Tax adjusted profit. How much profit they have adjusted? What was the estimated profits? Yeah. So tax adjusted profits the company had for like 17 months. So students, we have seen now what was the profit. Can you tell me yeah, in the question, if you can read the 17 months profit they have already given us, guys. Yeah, cessation. Yeah, it was 95,000 pounds. Yeah, it was 94,000 pounds. I'm so sorry. So here it's 94,000 pounds. Students, what should I do? This is FRERA's years getting ended on 31st May. Okay, and she has ceased her business. So everything we have to write. Okay, and it is the same periods. Okay, so I have to write everything as it is the last period. So it's the same fiscal year. So it will be combined and shown it for like merged and created for 17 months. Okay, so both the, I'm writing just in short, both the financial year and the cessation year ends in the same fiscal year, that is 23-24. So we can merge it for like 17 months. I don't have any confusion. Maybe everybody is fine with this. Yeah, everyone is fine with this. Yeah, so this is something which I can show it as my working note. Okay, so this is something which I can show as my working note. I hope there is no confusion for that. Students, you should not get any confused, no? For this you should have no confusion for that. Okay, chalo, this was the first thing which I could manage. So this is my incomes on the expenses. So the amounts I have to record it in pounds. Chalo, let's assume that it was fine. So second, what happened? Is there any other thing? Is it any other income? So if you remember, they told they don't have any other income beyond this. This is her only source of income. But we sold by the end. We want to sell off the car. Oh, market rate is 11,100 and my return down value was 8,700. Cool. So my pool was 8,700 and my market value was this. So you can just make it with a different color, maybe blue. Yeah. So I can write it over here. What was my pool balance of the car? Yeah. My car's balance was basically shown at 8,700, but I could make a sale. This is all working notes you can do, huh? Students, please. I can make it sale at 11,100. Oh, there is a gain. Yeah, ma'am, there is a gain. Is it a gain? How much? 11,100 minus 8,700. Can I book like this? Is this much a gain? 2,300. Sure. I don't think so, ma'am. You have made something wrong, I think. Oh, yeah. It's 11,100. So, ma'am, is it 2,400 again? But students, if you remember one thing which was very important, it's just how much 65% you are using it for the business purpose, only that much you can show it. Yeah. So, I can just show it like this into 65%. So, students, now this is my gain. Now, this is my gain. So, what will I do, guys? I just need to adjust it. I just need to add it as a capital allowances. So, I can write it capital allowances of 1560. That's all. Students, if you remember, there was one more thing which was there in the question. There was some overlap. Yeah, there was some overlap of like profits. Initially, it was added double previous year prior, double the profits. It's okay. We can reduce that profit 34,100. So yeah, 34,100. I just reduced, which was like by mistake double time taxed. So yeah, overlapped profit. Overlapped profit. We can just make an adjustment for that. Yeah, so just made an adjustment for that. Students, what is my remaining profit? Okay, this I can just, can I take the sum up of all this? I can just take the sum up of all this, and I just took a sum up. It's 64,160. Students, if this is her income, the lady's total income is this. So this could be her income, total income, guys. So what do I get on the total income, guys? You should know total income. What we get? Yes, we can get, if this is lesser than 1 lakh. Students, we get a personal allowance. We should know what is personal allowance. Minus 12570. So this is her income, 51,590, isn't it? Now what to be done, ma'am? On that, this is my taxable income. Please pay, ma'am, taxes on that. Simple. So this is my taxable total income. Students, which band she comes into? Is it just 20% tax? No, ma'am, she is coming at a higher band, isn't it? So yeah, let's pay taxes for her. So yeah, 51,590. So again, two things, ma'am. So 0 to 37,700, and ma'am, beyond 37,700 to 1,50,000. Okay. So yeah, we know the rates, 20% and 40%. Yeah. So initially 37,700 needs to be paid taxes at the rate of 20%, and for remaining, ma'am, so this minus this, so the difference, on the difference, guys, we supposed to pay 40% tax. So if I just take the total, this is my tax liability. So yeah, guys, this is my tax liability. I hope everybody got this clear, everyone. So this is my tax liability, which I could easily calculate it. I don't think there was any difficulty in calculating the income tax. So yeah, cessation was very easy. We could easily get the marks. I don't think there was any doubt. But ma'am, is it over? No, ma'am. We need to calculate one more thing. If you remember, I was asked 2 questions to be done. Yes, it's not just please calculate income tax and get your things done. No, ma'am. Along with the tax, please calculate class 4 NIC also contribution. Yeah, I can just easily calculate my class 4 NIC contribution. It's not difficult. Yeah. So let's write class 4 NIC's national contribution also. We can write it. That's simple. Students, do you remember the rates? Please tell me yes. Do you remember the rates? Please don't say no, Baba. I need to show you then. Yeah, you remember, isn't it? Chalo, we can start. Still up till 12,570, it's 0%, right? Just I'll write. You just check. Okay, it's class 4 again. It's class 4. And this is my total income, guys. What is my total income? Ma'am, 64,160. 64,160 was the total income. If you remember, ma'am. So 0 to 1,2,570. Basically, what is the rate of that taxes? Students, it's 0%. More than what, students? More than 552.70 till 12,570. There is another percentage rates, which is 10.25%. Check. Or beyond that, it was being shown at the rate of 3.25%. So yeah, it's okay. It's 64,160. So initially for 12,570, it's 0%. Then for the difference between 52.70 minus 1,2,570, we'll be having this much of taxes to be paid. And beyond that, guys, what was beyond that? This minus the difference paid minus this. So for the remaining amount, I'm supposed to pay 3.25. So if I just take up the total of the taxes, I'll be getting 4,315. If you just make it to the round off, guys, if you just make it to the round off, you'll get the figure. I hope everybody is cool with this. I don't think there is any confusion, because students, this is something in taxes also we were doing it. So yeah, that's all. That's pretty all. It's over. I don't think over here to manage 7 marks is a difficult task. It's very easy. But students, we should get the things over here to hit, that we can merge it. For that, you need to remember the basis for the years. Yeah, we need to remember. We need to have a cope up with all those things also. So yeah, that small easy things need not being avoided can fetch good marks. Okay. So I don't think there was any difficulty, and we managed it. We wrote it accordingly. See, this is the way I love to present my answers. Even you guys can present your answers the way beautifully you can make it. Okay. So yeah, can we go ahead with the last question? And yeah, there's a wrap of like 50 marks. Let's read the last question for the day. Okay, so yeah, this is the last question. Proposed gifts to the shares. Proposed gifts to the shares. Yeah, it goes, huh? Sometimes my laptop becomes something different only. Yeah, so this is proposed gift of shares. I'll just copy it and paste it over here, because we want to present an answer accordingly. Yeah, let's read the question. What have they asked us? Before going into the question, what they have presented for us, we can just read the case scenarios. Okay, so what have they given? We have left just one part to be read here. Okay, proposed gifts to shares to trust. Okay, shares of the like I want to gift shares to the trust. Students, when the concept of gifts comes, your mind should always work in the direction of inherent tax. Ma'am, maybe I need to pay some gifts, pay like inherent taxes, or maybe something like that. Okay, your mind should start going in that direction. Let's read it. Okay, proposed gifts to shares. I established a discretionary trust for the benefit of my nieces and my nephew. On which date, guys? I established way back in 2013. It could be 10 years back. It could be 10 years back. Okay, it could be 10 years back. Cool. Let's go ahead. I own shares in Dixil. This is a company, Dixil Limited. Okay, it's a Dixil Limited. And on 1st November 23, okay, which is about to come. And on 1st November 23, which they have written it, I am planning to give. It's not yet given. It's planning. I am planning to give 20,000 of these shares. So do you know how much shares you are already having, and you have planned to give 20,000 shares? But actually I need to know how much shares I have. Okay, 20,000 you are planning to give, and after I made a gift, I will still own 60,000 shares of 60%. That means you are giving 20,000, still you have 60. That means right now it will be 20,000 plus 60,000. So basically right now you will be having 80,000 shares. That is 80% of some company's shares of the Dixil. Yeah, cool. At least by reading this, so I understand. Okay, let's read ahead. What have they asked us in the question? You have already advised me that these shares are not relevant for business property for the purchase of the property reliefs due to investments activities. Okay. Accordingly, I am aware that the gift on 1st November, which I am going to give, may result in the inherent tax liability. Okay, so they are knowing the concept of inherent tax liability, that is pretty cool. It's okay, you should know only the concepts. Yeah. I have decided to do what? I have decided to make the gift, and I will only pay the inherent tax due, and I need to know by what amount should I pay. Okay. For that, now students, it's very important. We need to know in what years I have made the gifts. Then I have made the gifts. All these things are relevant here. You also know that. Okay, let's read. I have made the following gifts in the past. In the past also she has made some gifts. So yeah, these are certain gifts which she has created and like given to some or the other people. Okay. Okay, cash basically on 1st August 2013, like on the day when she has acquired. That's very old, yeah. 1st Feb 2019. Okay, 1st Feb 2019 she has given. Okay, like 3 years back. Okay, 19 she gave some additional cash trust. On 1st July 2023, in the current year 23, she gave a cash to her sister 45,000. Let's see. None of these gifts have resulted in inherent liability. Okay, she has not given any tax liability. Additional information are given. These are the company's shares valuation. Students, please take care. This is very important, very important. What it is, if you are having a shareholdings, up to 25%, value per share is £8. If you are having shareholding from 26 to 50%, it's £11. If it is more, 17, and if it is more than 75, it's £24. Day one, how many shares I was having? Ma'am, I was having 80, but you gave 20. Initially, my shares price would be more than this, and after I gave, I'm left over with 60%. So maybe these both figures could impact me. Yes. Think easily, think wisely. Okay, think wisely. It's just that we are reading the things and we are getting the concepts. Yeah, let's read further. Freya currently owned 80% of the share capital. I don't want to know, Baba. I know right now you have 80. You want to sell it maybe 20%. Yeah, it's okay. We already understood that. Okay. The remaining shares are owned by the individuals who are not connected with Freya. It's okay. Let's now assume what have they asked us in the question. Yeah, let's see. Calculation. Okay, propose I want to give on 1st November upcoming year, a calculation of the inherent tax which will be payable by Freya if she were to give 20,000 shares on the trust as she has planned. Okay, as she has planned, if she wants to give, what will be the liability of inherent tax? Your calculation should include the availability of the otherwise all relevant annual exemption. Annual exemption for inherent tax we get. Yeah, the payment date together with the brief explanation. Let's assume you are supposed to require, today's date is this, for September, and yeah, everything. Then professional marks will be allotted and all these things. We can start preparing the answer. Can we start writing the answer? It's easy. Proposed gifts on this date. So first and the foremost thing, what I need to do is, first of all, what was the value of that 80% shares? So we need to write the value of 80% of shares was what, guys? If you can check the value, what was it? 80,000 shares it was, guys. What was the price? And then you gave 20,000 or 20%, but I don't know what the 20% value. So I need to minus what is the amount you can have. So you can do value of 60%, what you have, 60% shares you have. So can I get the value, guys? I don't know where can I open that. Yeah, students, if it is 75 or more, it's 24 pounds. It's 24 pounds. So that means this could be the value, guys. Yeah, if it is 60,000, that is value is 60%. It could be between both. Like it could be between 51 to 74. It could be 17 pounds. Let's write 17 pounds here. So I can just multiply this. So so can I get 20,000 pounds value? Yeah, obviously. What's this? The difference, ma'am? Nothing other than this and this. This minus this. Can I get this? Obviously, for this is the value for like 20% shares. That's all. 20% shares which I want to sell it off could be valued at this. I hope you guys got it very clearly. Yeah, was there any confusion for this? I think nothing as such. Yeah, so that is very cool. So now this is the value of transfer. This is the value of transfer which I can get it. Okay. Let's move ahead. What have they asked us in the paper? Okay. We can claim some annual exemptions also. What is annual exemptions, guys? What is annual exemptions? Exemptions. Students, if you remember about inherent tax, guys, you should remember inherent tax. Yeah, current year's exemption we get the previous year's exemption also. So what was the current year's exemption? What is the current year's exemption? It will be annual exemption which I would have got because I have made some gifts, because I have made some cash, so I would have utilized my 3000 exemption. Guys, do you remember or not? First of all, I'm getting confused. Wait, let me show you all. Just give me a minute. I just need to know whether I have kept that, because in the last class also I showed you all. Oh, where it is. Yeah, things happen as such now that I also forget where I have kept. There are a lot many things. Give me a minute. I can check out in the taxes rates. Yeah, rates. Students, is it open? Is it visible? You need to know the exemptions, because I don't know why people don't get the things in about the inherent taxes. I cannot avoid inherent taxes, guys, because it is obviously weighting minimum 10 marks. Yeah, you cannot like let it go. 10 marks are very important, guys, very important, isn't it? Yeah. So first of all, we know now the bands rate, the annual exemption is 3,25,000. Yeah, 3,25,000. So these are some other rates. When I told you about NIC, guys, this was my class 4 which we calculated it, right? You remember? Yeah. Okay, so everybody got to know 325 for our situations. Yes. Yeah, if it is a capital gains for reimbursement was this. My inherent tax rates. Can I start writing? Can I show you all the solutions? Yes. Okay, I'll close it off. So basically my current year's exemptions of like 3000 that I would have been utilized it in the current year, and now I have to see what is my chargeable lifetime transfer. So yeah, annual exemption, before getting that it is my amount, so I'll just cancel it, I'll just paste it down. What is my chargeable gains? No, it's basically chargeable, we consider it as CLT, lifetime transfer. I'll write like this. Is it 90,000? Yeah, you get the amount of, no, sorry, it's 9 lakh. I'm so sorry. It's exemptions I have to see. Lifetime. So that will be the first nil rate band. Yeah, nil rate bands. Yeah, right now we understood the nil rate. We get some exemption of 3,25,000. Yeah. So, but you remember one more concept. We have to check in the last 7 years what things I have given in the last 7 years. So yeah, you know the PET. Yeah, let's write that first. Annual exemptions in the 2019 and 20 current year's exemption is pending still, so that is 2019 and 20. You have to still give them expectations, and in the 7 years how much things you have transferred it. If you can check the questions, 7 years. Oh ma'am, for these I would have considered current year's exemption 3000. I would have taken PET. I would have taken for brothers also. PET I would have taken because it is cash. Oh ma'am, 170 you have left over with this. You can take that. So I can reduce that, or I can just check it with the bands, less bands, 325, less, I will do less, what less, the chargeable transfer in previous 7 years. So it's 1,70,000. But in that year now 3000 exemption PAT was pending. So what will be the situation in your hand, guys? It will be this 170.64. Then if you check on this nil band and this amount, so it becomes 158. So now when you deduct 158, you get the exact amount, which is known as 9 lakhs minus 158. If you calculate it, guys, you get 742. Yeah, you get 742. I hope everybody knows this concept. Yeah, 742. That is nothing other than the total amount. Total amount. Okay, on that we have to pay IHT, inherent taxes. Students, we know what is the percentage of inherent tax? It's 25%. Yeah, cool. So this is nothing other than my tax liability which I am supposed to pay, which is 185500. And yes, this is all about the first question, which we could manage it successfully. And I hope with just a limited hours we could complete it very fine. So students, are there any doubts? See students, if you know the concepts now, Baba, if you know the concepts, things to be done are very easy. But it's just that you need to on and on revise the concepts. Revision is the best thing to learn, yeah? So just need the concepts. If we are not really well by like solving the papers, if we don't get the confidence, then again and again we have to read the procedural part, right? And then the solution will become easy. So yes students, for the day today, this much is very beautifully done. And yeah, I hope everybody understood it also. If you guys have any doubt, please, yeah, you can message in the chat box. Yeah, that is basically in the chats, like whenever you can check out the video. And yeah, obviously the Lakshya team and I am always there for you all. For more further beautiful question papers, we'll be doing it the last day tomorrow, guys. It's the last day for the revision series. We'll be planning to do some more beautiful questions. And yeah, with these we complete a whole specimen which came in the recent paper. Yeah, it's a specimen FA 2022. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Take care, study well, like whatever success you want, it's just in your hands. But achieve everything, guys. Soon be an ACCA.